When Steel Talks, everybody.
This is When Steel Talks in New York, and we are very proud to have the opportunity to sit down and chat for a few moments with the winning band for the 2013 York Panorama. We're talking about CASYM Steel Orchestra, and we have Travis Roberts, band captain, welcome, and of course Duvone Stewart, the winning arranger, and of course student of choice, Fantastic Friday. Welcome to When Steel Talks, Travis and Duvone. Duvone, it was really good to finally get you on camera.
It's good.
We've been interacting for a while.
A long time.
Yeah, but it's good to share your thoughts and just who you are with the Global C Band community. So thank you for taking some time out of your schedule.
No problem.
All right, we'll get right into it. It's been an interesting year for CASYM. This first question is for you, Travis. And the band took a year off, and essentially to regroup and come back essentially stronger than before. But historically, in New York, usually when steel orchestras take a time off, especially like a year, they don't really come back. What do you attribute the fact that you guys not only came back stronger, and you took the championship?
Yes, we did. I mean, last year when we was getting ready for Panorama, there was like a lot of stuff that was happening that I realized that the band was not ready. And sometimes I always said you have to take a step back and look at the situation and say, you know what, let's not do it. Let's step back and regroup. And that's what the decision we made last year to have the band regroup, because as we all know, last year Panorama was very shaky. bands was just
going to be a Panorama.
Bands was just in the moment and the motion, and it was like gonna be hit in August, and I'm like, financially it wasn't looking right. I'm like, this ain't making no sense. Let's just came to Mr. Jones and the members of the orchestra and came to the players and say, listen, this year we're gonna take a step back and not go to Panorama and regroup and come back next year. And they're like, okay, you know what, we'll with you, we'll back you with that. And that's what we did last year, and this year came back very strong, I must say.
Indeed, the strongest point ever. You got the championship. First time since 2006, 7 years, but it was well worth it.
Right, exactly.
So, to put it mildly then, the reports of the demise of CASYM were greatly exaggerated.
I listened to all that, I'm like, and it's so funny because it's like, why would people think a band is mashed up because you don't go to a Panorama? We're not a Panorama band, we function all year round.
Right, you're in educational institutions,
exactly.
You travel around the state
teach the kids them. Yeah, so it's like last summer we had like so many performances. It wasn't everybody balanced as usual, so much different performance all over the place.
And you have a lot of external activities.
Right, exactly.
Outside of the Panorama.
So why would you even think
Yeah.
we break up, you know what I'm saying? So when people was coming towards me with that, I was like, wow, okay. So if you don't go to a Panorama, that means your band is break up or it's nothing. But I guess we proved them wrong.
And what about what was your core strategy now that you said, okay, there's been a year off and we are looking to what 2013, we are marshalling our energies? Any key points you really honed in on?
Well, I mean, last year we decided that also to change the arranger. As everyone knows, we was adding for a long time, and we decided to change the arranger, and I started to make my assessment of the different arrangers out there. And CASYM is an excited band, and we are in the top 3 bands for the last 12-13 years. And me personally don't want to start from the bottom. I mean, I know we have an in-house arranger like Jelani Lance, could use Quent, all those guys are great arrangers. But I was looking to keep the band at a certain level.
For
Panorama especially, you know what I'm saying? And so I look around and I look at this guy here.
Mr. Stewart.
Yes. I did some of my research on him and read up on him, and like, okay, I had met him in 2010 when we met the first time, right? I met him there and I realized he was a cool guy, and I did my research and I said, you know what, I like his style. His style could fit the band. it's perfect for the band. So because we're energetic, he had that same kind of
and bubbly personality.
right, exactly.
Okay.
And it was just, I think we were fused together.
Very well.
Right, exactly. And I came and I told the members of the band who I had in mind. And they backed me. They didn't know who this person was actually. They were like, who? I had to keep on explaining, and he showed them videos of different stuff he did, and they said, alright, let's try him. And we had a sit-down interview with a few of the members of Mr. Jones. It was in June?
That was March.
No,
March,
actually, June.
Much before we do it.
Yes, you're right.
Before we in the Paris.
Right. So we had a little sit-down interview, and they get to know, see the person who was
would be the arranger,
right, exactly, and everybody was like, all right.
So Duvone, what did you know about CASYM, and what were your thoughts on being asked to be a part of this organization, to come up to New York and step into the shoes of an arranger?
I've been admiring CASYM for a long time. I've been playing pan for a long time and traveling to New York on a long time basis, where I've been engaging myself in being a spectator for Labor Day Panorama Fiesta on Saturday night in the museum, and like going from panias to panias every night, looking at the bands and listening music and listening to the fresh ideas that comes out of the new arrangers that comes on the scene. And CASYM always made an impact on me because the youth syndrome that is implanted in the band make me believe that this band has a added sense of venom, a youthfulness.
That's necessary if you want to win a Panorama.
Yeah.
Okay.
And everything is being choreographed and they move in one direction.
It's a show band, essentially. Yeah.
I said, yo, this band's sick, man. This band's sick. And I was like, I knew Adam for a long time, and we friends, we're still friends, and seeing the band performing on numerous occasions, it's like, if there's one band that I need to have in New York to work with, is CASYM. And I never thought that day would have come.
So you've been thinking like this for years?
Yes,
looking at the band on stage at Panorama.
I've been the #1 fan.
Because I remember you were looking at them really closely back in, I think it was 2010, 2011, when there was a band launch you guys had in Church Avenue.
Yeah.
And you were there, and you were
there.
like intently looking at the band.
I was
like,
okay.
So now that's what was going through your mind.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
before that too, I remember that time you saw me was
you were
heavy,
thoughtful, thinking about it.
And he did play with us because we had a solo thing.
Yeah, I played with them that night,
Yeah, he played with them that night.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, put it on my resume.
So that's so interestingly enough, I mean, CASYM was sold on you in terms of the core. And how was the transition, do you think? Because the band had known, Arden as its Panorama arranger for a number of years, but now you step into that for the wider band, the people who come together only for Panorama. What was the transition like in terms of meeting new players and they meeting a new arranger for Panorama?
Well, I have been in this position for many years.
Around the world, in different steel orchestras.
So I know how to handle myself when this time comes around. I've been like solo East Side in Trinidad, York Panorama in Trinidad, bands in France, bands in Germany, even Harmony.
When Steel Talks.
2009 with Anthony Praw tributes, right?
And coming along to work with CASYM, me being the energetic,
hold that thought for a moment. We should interject here that indeed this is your second time referencing, you assisted Praw, but that was in 2009. So a lot of people are seeing you now on stage and they think it's your first time within the New York Panorama Arena, but you have been kind of like
on full arrangement by myself.
Right.
Yeah, first time arranging.
But you've been here before,
I've been here before,
more in the background. But this has been a heck of a step up.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's only the name of being good, delivering good music, and getting the results that bands look forward for in an arranger.
And you're no stranger to championship room.
No,
How many times? Multiple times, more than 5 times at La Hoka de Pan Groove. You've tasted Mary Jones.
10 times ago.
Until they kind of like stepped out of the single panel. There was small steel orchestra category.
Yeah, I did Mary Jones for the first time it came first.
Okay.
That was 2004.
And this is in Trinidad, you might say, for the Global Steel panel. Yes, we're talking about the Trinidad and Tobago bands at this point, your experiences in championship role?
Sour East Side.
Mm-hmm.
I had them for 3 years, 3 first place. BP Renegades.
3rd place this year?
3rd place this year.
Mm-hmm.
4th place last year. So progress is taking
Oh,
place.
indeed, indeed. Maybe we can see a 2014 championship with Renegades.
It's been on my page on Facebook for a long time now.
Yeah, hey.
Since we did the magical CASYM, you know.
Uh-huh.
Now it's time to bring it home to Charlotte Street. Yeah, bring it home to Charlotte Street. So there's a lot of hard work, you know.
So you found the transition and working with the CASYMites, the large band, just another, you know, fruitful endeavor to say the least. The season you were welcomed and everything worked out.
Very much. I enjoyed every moment of it. No, I had a brief introduction myself, and I outlined what I needed from the players, spoke with them, and I made them understand that the hardest thing in life for any human being to make themselves more compatible to the world is to breathe fresh air, breathe in and out fresh air, and everything else is how you want to make it, because I could tell you to play a plan like this, and it's all up in your mind, or depending on how you see it. And these players show the determination to win from day one. When I arrived here August 6th, in this same location that we are at present, these music takers that is still in the street, still in Avenue crew, they show this heavy determination to win. Because I believe they had a point to prove in terms of not being in Panorama 2012 and coming back with a bang, and everybody thought that they would have been seeing a depleted CASYM steel orchestra. But that wasn't.
CASYM has never been a small band. I don't know. It's like, if anything, you have to say, well, you know, we're kind of filled. We're at the max. It's always been that way. Yeah.
So everything worked clockwise. It was well synchronized. The team that made everything evolve for me in such a way that Travis making the phone call to have me be a part of the band. Michelle making sure that I'm here on time to come and do the music. Keisha making sure that I'm okay. And the players come like, how you doing, Mr. Stewart, and stuff like that. I may be a role model to a lot of them in the Panorama because of my humbleness.
Well, historically, that's how you've been.
I mean like that.
That's how you know. Yeah.
So I'm good. I'm good, and I wouldn't trade this moment for anything else right now.
I would think not.
No.
So, you know, New York is essentially what you call a one and done town, simply because there's no second chance, there are no semi-finals.
No.
You know, it's one way to go to Panorama. So, did that change your approach any in terms of how you've arranged for the Trinidad Panorama?
Yes.
And then coming here?
Yes.
And so,
yes. In Trinidad, we have different levels, as you know, preliminary, semi-final, final. And in New York, as you explained, everybody, it's just like a knockout punch and that's it. So, when I realized that, you know, the lineup for this year Panorama, for example, you know, we had a lot of talented arrangers on the table. Leon Foster, Andre White, defending champion, BJ Marcel, Cian Gomez, Mark Kendall, and who else was there? I knew Eddie Corliss, you know, veteran arranger. I knew that everybody was looking for this Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis punch-up. It was a brawl where 10 competent arrangers was in a ring, and who could endure that last knockout punch was determining champion. And seeing how big I am, I'm standing there with my troop from CASYM, my kids from CASYM. I love them dearly. They gave me the inspiration, they gave me the motivation to go the extra mile and making them feel happy through good music on a nightly basis, despite the little interference with police and stuff like that.
Question, let me pose a question here about that. Was that a novel experience for you, having the interjection of, you know, the Panyons being brought to close maybe before you guys wanted to close the shop?
Not really. I tend to believe in having a discipline 2, 3, 4 hours practice from a band. I don't believe in going like 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
But you guys were being closed down even before, sometimes like 10:30, 11.
Well, we wouldn't say closed down, you know.
They would just tell us.
They just tell us, you know, yo, they must complain about the noise.
At a certain time.
At a certain time, lock off, you know. And we were very being obedient. I was really obedient to the cause when the police came, and it was like, yo, this thing is sweet, man. So yo, play on, man, play on. You know?
It's interesting because sometimes that experience is a new one for some of the officers, not all, but some. Yeah.
But as I said, I enjoy every moment of what took place with me from the 6th of August to. Oh no! I'm just
You're in the moment. You're in the moment.
I'm just enjoying this, man.
So guys, how and why Fantastic Friday?
Well, that was all on him.
Ah, okay.
As I told you before, I saw CASYM. I had a scope on CASYM.
You had a vision.
Concave, convex, how you want to call it. And I scanned this band. This band is high energy. And from the time this song was released in Trinidad, I was so laid back. And when I heard it, I didn't like it. I didn't like the original concept of it. You know, seeing that Super Blue Voice was reprogrammed to make it sound like how it was. But the storyline behind the song, the hype behind the song, the energy that was portrayed in that song, I saw CASYM.
Okay.
When Travis called me, I was in my bed in France. Again, I was in my bed. He said, buddy, yo, what's up? What you doing? I said, yeah, we're cool. I said, what do you have for CASYM? I said, well, Fantastic Friday. I said, all right.
You were cool with that?
He was cool.
I was like,
he was cool.
I was like, whatever the arranger whatever you want, feel comfortable with, let him do it. We'll back him.
Okay.
And the song was so storytelling for me to be creative along the lines and what Super was trying to portray to the kids musically, and was a rap, you know.
It's interesting because that was going to be the next question. You obviously sold the story. Did you think that based on your vision and CASYM's execution, that the audience and the judges and the band, did everybody get it? I mean, yes, the championship was won, but do you think they really connected and they got what you guys wanted?
Yeah, hell yeah, yeah. Because when I was so confident of this song being a winner, and I was so lucky to see the top 4 bands in results form all did Fantastic Friday,
yeah,
which was amazing, you know. Alpha Star
in Canada, fantastic.
Canada was nice. BJ Marcel, Sonatas, and myself. You know, we all had different storylines, interpretations of doing it, and it was a difficult job for the judges to.
So what story were you trying to communicate musically?
Okay, musically I was trying to express Super Blue, Blue Boy, Austin Lyons, the person himself, being this dominant calypsonian, flamboyant in the early 80s, into the 90s, until his sudden disappearance from the music scene, and then boom, Water and Powder.
Yeah.
And it was like this CASYM. CASYM was running, flamboyant.
They took a backseat
for 1 year.
Then they're back.
And boom. And we're back. And it's like abracadabra, foo, boom. Magic concept was there, you know. And all these little things. He didn't even know I was thinking about all these little things. You know? So being an arranger, you have to be very, 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 very creative at times. And coming up with different ideas and different scenes to spread that music, you know. There was a kind of horn.
Yeah, I was going to say like, so that was Zeke blowing that.
Yeah, so. Zeke blowing it. But for me, I like to be creative. I like to be different. I like to be different.
Okay.
As CASYM said, you know, I was very shocked that none of the other bands that did Fantastic Friday try to attempt using these things. The conch shell is so something that is you can find it anywhere. And I came up with the idea, you know, I looked into splicing this conch shell somewhere because come on, it's in the original composition, you know. And I tried blowing it and I didn't make it. It wasn't there, so I'm so happy that Zeke, he blows a French horn.
Yeah, so he's got the love
I said, come on, son, that's for you. That's your moment to shine.
The show had a little palm trees on it.
Yeah, it's from the Bahamas.
Okay,
yeah.
tourist version.
Nice. And then the bell.
Yeah.
Then the bell. The controversial bell.
The EPAN.
The EPAN. The bell is a tubular bell. In the early 17th century, 18th century, when Mozart and these guys in the Baroque era was doing chamber music, these instruments were available and accessible at any given point in time. And when I heard Fantastic Friday, I always wanted to try new elements within the arrangement of the song, incorporating the horn, incorporated the bell.
Why not use the acoustic version?
Okay, the acoustic version couldn't be found in New York. It couldn't be found in Canada.
Trust me, he asked me what is tubular.
I asked him,
what is that?
I asked everybody concerning it. We even went to Samash to see if we could get one rented. We asked Quint. We asked all over the place. We asked Zeke about it. And he's playing a Philharmonic Orchestra in Chicago. And they don't have any. So, the EPAN came to mind. I made my calls and I had the instrument delivered to me and I used it. There was a lot of, after it's been heard, and a lot of negative and a lot of positives came out of it. But for me, I saw it as a stepping stone in having new things about going outside the box.
But it is an acoustic competition, so
there's
just little chink.
But then again, the instrument, the EPAN was not used 10 minutes into.
But the EPAN isn't an instrument, it's a synthesizer.
Synthesized.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't use a synthesized version of Fantastic Friday for 10 minutes. But then again, some people have the likes and some people have the dislikes.
Well, that's a little gray area there, because I mean, traditionally, the human element, usually you give an inch and people take a mile. I suppose the concern now is, what about if people want to introduce a whole realm of instruments, and if the judges, or rather if the rules don't reflect some sort of checkpoint, what can be used and what can't be used? I suppose that's the concern that is being expressed via social media. So I suppose that would be one thing to keep in mind.
True.
Yeah. But I mean, we've never actually seen the rules. Have you seen the rules of Panorama?
Yeah, I've seen the rules.
You saw the rules, because we've been asking for the rules and we haven't seen them yet.
Oh yeah, the rules. We went through the rules. We checked the rules before we did.
It's interesting because
and that was there.
Nothing was there with that. It's going to be interesting to see what happens next year in case anything changes.
See what?
Yeah.
But as we said, the EPAN is used as a prop, which they use in many different panorama, and different sirens and different bamboo and stuff like that before.
Well, yeah, but we're talking acoustic there in terms of, since you're talking about
the sirens. The sirens not acoustic.
No. I'm talking about in terms of bamboo. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but they use sirens and stuff like that. That's not acoustic. That's like a EPAN, if you think about it.
Well, no. The issue that surrounds part of the discussion is with the EPAN. You said you used it for the bells. You couldn't find the tubular bells, and you checked. That stands on its own. The other issue which some people are concerned with are other people taking it to a further element. Well, why can't we incorporate different songs in Panorama? And maybe it will not go there, but then you can always find people wanting to explore that trajectory. And I think that's the concern of Panorama remaining Panorama, not the use of the EPAN wherever and whenever. You used it as you wanted to see fit, and you said the rules allowed it. But in terms of other people just going way overboard, I think that's what people are going to be looking forward and being concerned about. But we're going to move on. What do you like about New York Panorama, this being your first full-fledged experience?
It sets the mood for the next year for me.
Okay.
It sets the mood for me being part of the next set year for Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago. People looking forward to see good things from the said championarranger back in Trinidad. Me being with BP Renegades, my 3 years upon.
You're the Ranger for Renegades.
Again, I'm the Ranger for Renegades. And much is expected of me to deliver.
But much is always expected of you as a previous champion arranger. But I suppose with this new feather in the cap, it's going to be an even more.
That's what I said. Much more is being expected of Duvone Stewart, man.
You might even lose some weight over it, the stress level.
But then again, I'm a guy. I'm not afraid of
stepping up
challenges. I'm not afraid of stepping up my game.
Yeah.
I'm just here to make my legacy, my musical legacy being heard by whosoever accepts it for what it is. Because I make mention to a lot of people that music is a universal language which comes from God to us human beings when we face it with the earth. And we, human beings on the earth, take it to whatever we want to take it to, even be competitive or make people want to be in a relaxing mood and stuff like that. But then again, too, I'm very, very happy at what I do with my music, because I feel that I'm a winner despite whatever 6 people or 7 people say about my music. I believe that what I have done with any band, with any orchestra, I've done my best.
Okay.
I've made me feel comfortable.
So we know what you like about New York Panorama. Is there anything you found that you didn't particularly care for?
The stage was pretty small.
Yeah, it was a little bit small this year.
Was
we had
really
additional
small, was very
constructs. Yeah, the additional. It's traditionally been strong. It's always been a problem for the large bands.
Yeah,
they're getting
But
the band set up is
really
crazy.
small this year because I set the band up normal. When I look happy, band still up the stage.
So how did you put it together in that case?
I had to push the basses them way over, going up the next side of the stage and squeeze everything over just to get the rest of the band on.
It's interesting.
And I was like, wow, what, no one didn't tell us this.
Then again, Tona, I like the young arrangers that are coming out from New York.
Yes.
That having this opportunity to voice their musical sense to bands like Kendall and Mark and Andrew. Andrew is prolific in what he does. Leon is again prolific at what he does. So people consider me not being a young arranger anymore. So. But I see myself being a young arranger still, because I haven't really done anything fabulous in the Mecca, because I still have Len Moses Sharp to overhaul. I still have Lee and Smooth Edwards to overhaul. And when that day comes, I'm going to thank Father for blessing me with the gift that He has given me to make my band be successful and victorious in that segment. But then again, my work is not being done until I lay to rest. I'm not going to finish my work until I lay to rest, and as long as I have life, health and strength,
you keep going.
CASYM is on the agenda.
So that was interesting.
Renegades is on the agenda.
Travis, in terms of having the arrangement done literally 1 week before, that's a new experience for CASYM. What was that like? Because usually your arrangements, sometimes you get your music the morning of Panorama, you're still putting it on. That's been historically what you guys have been working with, and still getting into the top 3. So with just 1 week devoted strictly to just drilling and getting it right, what was that experience like for you as a band captain, and for the veteran people in CASYM who know the stress of instead just trying to get this a few hours before Panorama? Talk about that.
Well, first thing, it was very relaxing. I would say. No lie, I mean, this Panorama season was one of my easiest Panorama season in a long time. As being the captain, I hardly hear my name, Travis. I mean, they still call it, but not as much as normal, because half the time when I walk in the yard, I can never get to practice. And this year, I actually got to practice a lot more.
We actually saw you practicing when you came.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was very relaxing. I mean, we finished the song the Friday before, and it was like, wow. Everybody was like, wow. Okay.
It was
Friday
just drill.
I just run it over, drill it, get accustomed to it, and it was just relaxing.
But you had a week to be so phenomenally tight.
Exactly.
And enhance.
Yeah. So just imagine if we have finished normally.
Duvone, I mean, I know that you're not part of the crazy rat race that has been York Panorama before, like a few hours.
I know the story of CASYM and Allen and last lap when the Saturday morning bacon shot and stuff like that. But
so
for me, it's different. And every time I make myself present to the band, I like to finish 5 days or a week before.
So this is Duvone operating.
Yeah, this is my ship operating.
Okay.
You know. So when I told him that I'm going to finish a song 1 week before Panorama.
So you said that beforehand, so they knew it. Okay.
Hell yeah.
We actually did the whole song in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We finished the song in 2 weeks. That's normal CASYM anyway, but
yeah, but went in 2 weeks. You know, so I came in on the 6th, flew in from Toronto to New York. As I arrived on the 6th, I came straight in and started work.
And we should say that we are in CASYM's basement. This is the home of Mr. William Jones, the President Emeritus of CASYM Steel Orchestra and of CASYM, the cultural organization. And this basement, and we have cellos, we have the basses, and we have a couple tenors around. And this is where the stateside practices year-round. And of course, Andy Niels, the tuner, was just here. He's probably still around actually, and he was just knocking some of the instruments into tune. Post-Panorama. So this is where a lot of this is the engine room. The brain of CASYM year round.
So the magic comes out.
Yeah, and this is where you said that you pulled the arrangement together. As you said, with the Get a Girl, you had.
I had a bass player, Corel. I have Cheyenne and guitar. I had Jelani and guitar. I had Lance and tenor. I had
Oren and double seconds
and
Denisha and double tenor
and you had veteran CASYMites.
I had a creme in front of me, and it was like, you know, I had just to spread music, you know? Until they say, yo, Duvone, we want it nice, we want it sweet. I'm just like taking about diabetes and just giving them this nice sweet thing with them nice sweet things and say, alright, we good for the day. Go down to Cracks and Rogers and lay down. You know? So it was a joy for me to come every night to see everybody taking the music and enjoy it, and I just look around and see the ambience of the people in Panama. It was nice, man, and I felt comfortable knowing that. And I did a Panama song, and nothing was a problem for the players. Everything was well received. They say, like, Duvone me like this part, and Duvone I don't like this part song, and so I had 10 minutes of non-free complaint music.
Is that the norm?
I had some rough times in Marketer. With the youths I was dealing with up there, and I'm like, man, come through them. So, yo, fat man, yo, not telling what Ken, but change that, but you know. So,
God.
So, but it was a challenge, you know. Well, next year again will be a very tough year for Duvone in New York. Breaking the ice the first year is always the easiest year. And repeating.
That legacy to maintain, so that actually, so we know you're going to be back with CASYM next year. So that's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, I'll be back.
That's interesting.
I'll be back.
So, Travis, you know, CASYM is known for having a full complement of 100 players. And, you know, this year, you guys have some new faces. Were you prepared for the influx and the popularity of CASYM, and how did you deal with that?
I mean, first thing, I always tell us, a lot of, like, keep on asking me, we're going to get enough players? I think, yes, don't worry, trust me, I have faith. Everybody keep on asking me, are we going to get the full 100 players? Listen, the deal with Travis said, I have a plan. Been planning since last year, it coming together. I mean, there was a lot of our normal players did not play this year, because, you know, they was kind of iffy. They didn't know this guy, they wasn't sure, so they said, let's take a back seat and watch what happened.
Oh well, yeah, it's okay. So their spaces were like filled.
Exactly. Okay. So other players them say, you know what, we want to play with CASYM, and
so this is the opportunity, and they fill those berths.
Fill the shoes. Yeah. I always say CASYM is like a revolving door. One person don't want to play, there's the next one will step up.
But in addition to that, as an educational institution in Brooklyn, CASYM, the organization, has this tremendous feeder system, if you want to call it, of, you know, the CASYM classes.
Yes.
And these young people are getting better every single year. I mean, and we've seen some of those kids grow up through the
a lot
various
of them,
classes, and they were on stage.
Yes,
you
a lot
like
of
the
them came up and
CASYM girl, the CASYM twirls.
Yeah, the CASYM.
I don't remember their names, but the whole thing is we've seen that
Yes.
system, so you will never be bereft
And
of
then
players.
the funny thing is that a lot of people don't realize a lot of those players been playing for 4, 5, 6 years.
Of course.
You know, they in the program, they haven't, they're just not in the stateside or in Panorama, but they experience.
Yeah.
So once you bring them up, it's not like they start from scratch. They have experience under the belt still. Just mean, you know, we don't rush people.
So in other words, this year, did you have more people than you actually needed? Did you have to do that proverbial?
No,
you're okay.
It was okay.
Okay, you were okay.
It came to 100.
And you stopped at that point and you were like, no,
exactly.
no more. So what is next for, well, Travis and CASYM? I mean, of course, when Steve talks knows that the CASYM organization, as you say, works within the schools and you'll gig, but for the global Steve Pan community, talk a bit more about what your vision is, maybe in the next 12 months, or kind of just briefly outline.
All right, no problem. Well, as if you didn't know, this is our 30th year.
Well, it is your 30th anniversary, so you're entering your 31st year now.
We still have a gala that is coming off November 2nd.
Okay. Oh, that's going to be one shit.
Yes, we have a big gala coming up.
Oh, he's looking like.
I know he ain't
Yes, so November 2nd, we're going to have our big 30th anniversary gala. There is our normal Christmas show that we normally do. I'm actually looking forward to doing a Christmas CD. That's next on the horizon for us. Next year, I mean, because we always play out and practice, and this is what we do. And I'm looking to make the stateside much bigger than it is. That's one plan of mine, and just make the CASYM itself bigger and a household name.
Even more so than it already is.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, being the champion should take us there.
And before we wrap up, very quickly, just a synopsis of, you know, what your schedule looks like, because we know you're busy, you're vibrant, you're running around the world, you're performing, you're educating, and you're growing. So, in just a couple minutes, what's next with Duvone?
I go back to Trinidad, and I have a project with the Panland, which is run by Mr. Michael Cooper, alongside CARICOM heads of government, to do some lectures and some workshops in less developed countries in the CARICOM region, such as St. Vincent, Grenada, and stuff like that. We're trying to have schools have steep part of the curriculum, and Panland is the supplier for the instruments to these countries. And Duvone Stewart is one of the demonstrators, lecturers, and workshop coordinators for this whole project. I have a couple of concerts coming up. I have a guide to attend in New York on August November 2nd.
Yes, that's now been added to your calendar.
That's now
yes, I understand that.
So for the Christmas time, and
what does your European schedule look like?
My European next year is very, 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 very hectic.
All right.
Very, very hectic. And as Carnival and Trinidad is over, I venture myself across to Europe. I do a lot of master classes, a lot of workshops, and Spain, Italy, Germany.
So you have a lot of work to do. It's just another chock full year for Duvone Stewart, and you're traveling as an evolved champion arranger. So now, and you've got a lot of work expected of you with Renegades.
So as you speak, the emails keep coming for dates and stuff like that. It just keep me busy and keep me occupied, and stay out of trouble and stuff like that. So
you're never in trouble. You always working. You got no time for trouble. You ain't got no time for rest. Anyway, it's been it's been good. It's been
but I enjoyed my Labor Day, my New York experience in full. You know, being around all these arrangers, and I want to give them my full support and my full endorsement, and saying much congratulations to all that took part this year.
It was
worth it.
It was
worth it. It was a good panorama. Anybody could have won it again too. Maybe the best band in CASYM came out being winners. So next year, I know the piranhas in the ocean will become a little bigger.
Sharpen knives,
And then
teeth,
sharpen knives and
fangs,
stuff like that.
everything.
We want
Yeah.
them too.
Yeah.
We don't want them to because you know we're gonna be ahead of the game. You know,
Yeah.
as long as I'm here,
Well, yeah.
step the game up. You know,
Stop
that's,
thinking that. All right.
so
Well, thank you very much for spending a period of time at the When Steel Talks. It's always good to have the opportunity to hear and see and meet the people who are pivotal in the pan movement anywhere, and of course in New York. And CASYM, Travis Roberts, band captain, Duvone Stewart, welcome once more to New York. We know
Thanks
you'll
very
be here for a while to come. Travis, congratulations to yourself and
Thank
all
you,
your
thank you.
musicians.
Yes.
Also to the CASYM organization for its 30th year of existence, and you're moving forward into another 30 years. And also to your President Emeritus, Mr. William Jones, the amount of work that he has done together with his core team, yourself, Michelle, the Dan Blades, and all the little people whose names I don't remember, the kind of work you guys put in throughout the year. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you for being in When Steel Talks.
You're welcome.
Okay.
When Steel talks, everybody listens.